Lights! Camera! Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back again with another movie musical review. And today I'm here to share my thoughts on a certain musical that I haven't even talked about that much on the channel, considering how there's probably so many other people on YouTube who's already talked about this musical before, called Cats. Yes, I know, quite a generic name for a movie musical or something. Now, I assume this is like one of those musicals that most people may or may not be familiar with, including myself, considering how this is like the longest musical ever. Now and forever, the longest running musical of the history of West End and Broadway theater is now available for a special video presentation. Well, no, I just said that a moment ago. For the first time ever, an Andrew Lloyd Webber show has been specially filmed and made available on video, with a star cast including Elaine Page and Sir John Mills, and its stunning production values Cats. Cats will no doubt set a new standard for the filming of all future musicals. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats is the most famous musical of all time. First exploded onto the West End stage in 1981, Memory, one of many classic songs, became an instant worldwide hit. Since then, Cats has smashed records and conquered the world. Using the latest technology, all the excitement, thrill, romance, the intimacy of this theatrical legend has been captured on screen. Breathtaking visuals and full additional sound that has been completely re-recorded with a 7-piece orchestra will lead you deep into the mysterious world of Cats. Cats, as you never seen it before, more intoxicating and magical than you could possibly manage. Okay, so I guess it doesn't give us much of a plot about the musical. But aside from that, despite the fact that I barely know anything about the musical in general, I find this one to be kind of okay. I mean, sure, it probably doesn't even have a plot for the audience to understand, but in hindsight, I'll let that one slide, because the music is fantastic. The dancing is also pretty cool. And I do like the special effects in this musical, since I'm guessing most of them were added in post-production. Now again, this probably doesn't even have much of a plot to begin with, but I'm guessing I'm going to do my best to explain it. I guess it has something to do with a bunch of cats getting together for some kind of fancy party, and then getting into all sorts of mischievous shenanigans along the way, like dealing with some kind of villain who kidnapped the leader of the gang and tries to get him back, I guess, with the help of a magician cat named Mr. Mistopheles. And I guess that's pretty much the entire musical in a nutshell. And again, I did my very best to explain it as best as I can, which I hope you guys understand. So yeah, even though I had to explain this in a nutshell, this is a pretty harmless musical. And like I said, I also really didn't know much about its entire legacy in general, because on the VHS covers you see here, I think it was also based on a book called Particular Cats by S.T. Eliot. In fact, you can already see it on the VHS right there. So at least that sort of tells me that it was based on a book. And I'm guessing the book is probably identical to the live stage / movie adaptation. Which, to be fair, that is pretty understandable. Now, since I don't know my entire knowledge of this, the only time I ever knew about this was the Nostalgia Critic and Animat, aka Electric Dragon 505, as well as Black Nerd Comedy, talking about the 2019 motion picture movie of the same name. And I think this is also referenced by Simon Cowell at the end of the movie Scoob. And I'm guessing those were the only times I was somewhat familiar with Cats. Just the musical in general. And I'm guessing this was like one of those musicals. This was like one of those musicals that just flew over my head or something. Because I'm pretty sure most of the people I knew probably don't even talk about it that much. In fact, when I ever go to the one of the theaters downtown where I live, or in my high school, they don't even do their own production of Cats. I guess they just don't seem to be into it. Which I guess I can respect their opinion. No, I really gotta give the casting crew credit for at least trying to make a fantastic musical. Was it perfect? Well, I guess to some critics it was. I guess this was like panned by critics, but I guess after watching this for the first time, it didn't look that bad. And yeah, I will admit, I almost dozed off a few times before. I guess this musical was somehow trying to bore me to sleep, even though it wasn't that bad. Pretty weird, right? But all joking aside, I honestly don't think this is a bad live stage show. Like I said, it may not be perfect, but you can obviously tell that everyone worked hard to make this live stage show seem pretty interesting, which I totally respect that. And I'm sorry if I can't think of anything else to describe this musical, but hey, it's no big deal. So I'll probably give this musical four cat heads. I'll give this movie 4 cats out of 5. And yes, this is one of many new VHS tapes and DVDs that I got yesterday. Which you can obviously check out the video I posted yesterday, which was part 13 of my home media jackpot collection. So thank you guys so much for checking out this review of Cats. And again, I'm sorry if this review seems terribly short. I did do my best to describe it.